Banff National Park is Canada's oldest national park and one of the most visited protected areas in North America. Every year, millions of people travel to the Canadian Rockies here to see its turquoise lakes, mountain scenery, and wildlife. Along the roads and hiking trails, it's common to see elk, deer, bighorn sheep, mountain goats, moose, wolves, and many more animals. But for many visitors, the animal they want to spot the most is the bear, especially the grizzly bear. Banff is home to an estimated 60 grizzly bears, making sightings relatively uncommon despite the park's popularity. Most visitors will never see one. However, there is one grizzly that has become so well known that it now has its own following and regularly appears in wildlife photography books, documentaries, and news articles. That is Bear 122, known as the Boss. Wild grizzly bears typically live around 20 to 25 years old. However, the Boss is estimated to be born in 1997, making him 29 years old now. Over that time, he has become one of the most famous wild animals in Canada. So, what makes the grizzly so special? The first reason is his size. The Boss is estimated to weigh between 600 and 700 pounds, or roughly 270 to 320 kilograms. While grizzly bears in coastal regions like Alaska can grow much larger thanks to a diet rich in salmon, a bear of this size is especially large for the Canadian Rockies. Unlike coastal bears, Rocky Mountain grizzlies don't have access to huge seasonal salmon runs. Instead, they survive on a combination of berries, roots, grass, insects, small mammals, and occasionally larger prey. Reaching a size of 700 pounds in this environment is an impressive achievement. The Boss is also easy to identify. He has a noticeable chunk missing from his right ear, along with numerous scars accumulated throughout his life. These scars are reminders of one of the biggest challenges faced by male grizzly bears: competition. Large male grizzlies spend much of their lives competing for territory and access to females. As a younger bear grows larger, they challenge older males for dominance. Injuries are common, and serious injuries can sometimes be fatal. For many years, the Boss has been considered one of the most dominant grizzlies in the Bow Valley. One of his most well-known rivals was another Banff grizzly called Splitlip. Splitlip earned his name from a severe injury to his mouth that left a permanent split in his lip. Like the Boss, he became well known among wildlife photographers and researchers. The two bears occupy similar areas and are some of the largest grizzlies living in the region. There have been videos posted online showing the Boss chasing Splitlip down the highway, showing the Boss is still the top grizzly in Banff National Park. Researchers collect samples from grizzly bears in the region, and one thing that they've found is that it's estimated that the Boss has fathered 50 to 70% of the grizzly bears in this region. That's a huge level of influence for one single wild animal. The Boss hasn't just been living in Banff, he has been shaping the future of Banff's grizzly population. The Canadian Pacific Railway runs directly through important wildlife habitat in the Bow Valley. Bears are often attracted to railway corridors because they provide easy travel routes and have been known to contain spilled grain from passing railway cars. Unfortunately, this also puts them at risk. Over the years, multiple bears have been killed by trains in Banff National Park. The Boss was also struck by one of these trains, but he survived and continued to thrive. However, years later, the Boss was once again hit by a train. And this time, he survived again and continued to be the Boss of the national park. Although Banff is a protected national park, animals still have to deal with roads, railways, towns, and millions of annual visitors. Though, even with these challenges, the Boss continues to thrive. He is now one of the largest grizzlies in the region, one of the oldest, and one of the most successful, and definitely the most famous. In 2013, wildlife staff found the Boss feeding on a black bear carcass. This is considered very rare since most of grizzly's diet comes from plants and other natural food sources. Oh, and recently, Parks Canada fitted him with a GPS tracking collar. Within less than a week, the Boss had somehow managed to remove it, so nobody knows exactly where he is right now. But if you see him, you will know it. So, happy hiking, and thanks for watching.